Hi, my name is Hannah, and I'm going to be reading Boomer Goes to School by Constance W. McGeorge, illustrated by Mary White. Boomer was just settling down after his morning walk when suddenly someone called his name. Then Boomer saw his leash. Boomer was very excited. He thought he was going for another walk. But instead, Boomer and his owner raced outside, down the driveway, and onto a big yellow bus. Boomer was going for a ride. The bus stopped again and again. Boomer had never been on a ride with so many children. The ride was very noisy. After a while, the bus stopped in front of a big building. The children climbed out. Boomer climbed out too. He was quickly led inside, up some stairs, around a corner, and down a hallway. Finally, Boomer's owner stopped at an open door. Boomer looked in. It was a room filled with desks, tables, chairs, and children. As Boomer was led to the back of the room, a loud bell rang. A grown-up started talking. Everyone sat down and listened. When the grown-up finished talking, the children jumped up from their seats. Boomer was let off his leash. He didn't know what to do first. There were toys to share, pictures to paint, games to play, and best of all, there was lunch. After lunch, Boomer watched as the children gathered together and sat in a circle. Boomer was ready for the next game, but this time, all the children sat quietly. Boomer started to get up, but he was told to sit down. Boomer wiggled and squirmed. He was told to sit still. Boomer barked and barked. He was told to be quiet. Boomer was very confused. Then Boomer was led to the center of the circle. He still wiggled and squirmed. Boomer's owner stopped talking, sharing stories about Boomer and showing him to the class. Finally, Boomer understood. He sat still and stayed very quiet. Boomer's owner smiled and gave Boomer a big pat on the head. Suddenly, a loud bell rang, and it was time to take another bus ride. At each bus stop, Boomer's new friends patted him goodbye. Then the bus stopped at Boomer's house. Boomer wagged his tail and bounded off the bus for home. Thank you for listening to me read. And if you wanna get the book, check it out at your local library. My name is Jody, and I'm going to be reading A Weekend with Wendell by Kevin Henkes. On Friday afternoon, Wendell's parents dropped him off at Sophie's house. Wendell's going to spend the weekend with us, said Sophie's mother, while his parents visit relatives out of town. Oh boy, said Wendell. Sophie didn't say anything. After a snack, Sophie helped Wendell carry his sleeping bag and suitcase upstairs. Well, what are we going to do now? Asked Wendell. Do you have any toys? Sophie pointed to her toy chest. Is that all you've got? Said Wendell. I've got a million times more than that. What else is there to do around here? We could play house, said Sophie. Only if I can make the rules, said Wendell. So they played house, and Wendell made the rules. He was the father, the mother, and the 5 children. Sophie was the dog. Then they played hospital. Wendell was the doctor, the nurse, and the patient. Sophie was the desk clerk. When they pretended they worked in a bakery, Wendell was the baker and Sophie was the sweet roll. Isn't this fun? Said Wendell. Sophie didn't say anything. At dinner, Wendell said that he was allergic to anything green, so he didn't have to eat his vegetables. And then when Sophie wasn't looking, he scooped the whipped cream off her dessert. When is Wendell leaving? Whispered Sophie. Soon, said her mother. Soon, said her father. After Sophie's parents tucked Sophie in her bed, zipped Wendell in his sleeping bag, kissed them both, and turned off the light, Wendell grabbed his flashlight and shone it right in Sophie's eyes. See you tomorrow, he said, smiling. Sophie shut her eyes. I can't wait to go home, she said to herself. I can't wait for Wendell to go home. On Saturday morning, when Sophie woke up, there was a lumpy blue monster jumping up and down on her bed. It was Wendell. She felt something pinch her leg at breakfast. It was Wendell. She heard scary noises coming from the broom closet. It was Wendell. Wendell used Sophie's crayons and left them on the porch so they melted. Thank you for listening to me read. If you want to hear the end, go check it out at our local library. I am Shannon, and I'll be reading Goodnight Moon by Margaret Wise Brown. In the great green room, there was a telephone and a red balloon and a picture of the cow jumping over the moon. And there were 3 little bears sitting on chairs. And 2 little kittens and a pair of mittens. And a little toy house and a young mouse. And a comb and a brush and a bowl full of mush. And a quiet old lady who was whispering, "Hush." Good night, room. Good night, moon. Good night, cow jumping over the moon. Good night, light and the red balloon. Good night, bears. Good night, chairs. Good night, kittens, and good night, mittens. Good night, clocks, and good night, socks. Good night, little house, and good night, little mouse. Good night, comb, and good night, brush. And good night to the old lady whispering, hush. Good night, stars. Good night, air. Good night, noises everywhere. Thank you for listening to me read Good Night, Moon. Hi, my name's Whitney, and I would like to be reading to Jamberry. One bear for my special berry picker and the 2 little bears. One berry, 2 berry, pick me a blueberry. Hatberry, shoeberry, and my canoeberry. Under the bridge and over the dam, looking for berries, berries for jam. 3 berry, 4 berry, hey berry, strawberry, from grandpa, my berry, your berry. Strawberry ponies, strawberry lambs, dancing in meadows of strawberry jam. Quackberry, quackberry, pick me a blackberry. Train, merry trackberry, clickety-clackberry. Rumble and ramble and blackberry bramble, billions of berries for blackberry jamble. Berryland, raspberry, jazzberry, razzmatazberry, berryland, maryland, gemmerland, berryland. Raspberry rabbits, raspberry jams, elephant skating on raspberry jam. Moonberry, starberry, cloudberry, sky, boomberry, zoomberry, rocket shoot by. Mountains and fountains rain down on me, buried in berries, what a jamboree. And thank you for listening to me read. Hi, my name's Sam, and I'm going to read The Monster at the End of this book, written by John Stone. This is a very dull page. What is on the next page? Shh,
Listen, I have an idea. If you do not turn any pages, we will never get to the end of this book. And that is good because there is a monster at the end of this book. So please don't turn the page. You turn the page. Maybe you do not understand what you see. Turning pages will bring us to the end of this book, and there is a monster at the end of this book. But this will stop you from turning pages. See, I am tying the page together so you cannot. You turned another page. You do not know what you are doing to me. Now stop turning pages. There, I'm Grover. I'm nailing this page to the next one so that you will not be able to turn it, and we will not get any closer to the monster at the end of this book. All right. Do you know that every time you are turning another page, you are not only getting closer to the monster at the end of this book, but you are making a terrible mess. This will stop you from turning pages, and a heavy, thick, solid, strong brick wall. I would just like to see you try to turn the page. Do you know that you are very strong? The next page is the end of this book, and there is a monster at the end of this book. I am so scared. Please don't turn the page, please. Well, look, this is the end of the book, and the only one here is me, the lovable, furry old Grover. I am the monster at the end of this book, and you were so scared. I told you there was nothing to be afraid of. I am so embarrassed.
Thank you. Say thank you.
Thank you for hearing me read The Monster at the End of this book.
Hi, my name is Mitchell, and I'm going to read What Is That? Said the cat. I found a box, said the fox. I heard, said the bird. What is that? Said the cat. We don't know, said the crow. It is big, said the pig. Let me see, said the bee. Open it up, said the pup. How, said the cow. I'll use force, said the horse. Do not open. Use a bat, said the rat. I will try, said the fly. Good luck, said the duck. Beware, said the hare. Then the fox and the bird and the cat and the crow and the pig and the bee and the pup and the cow and the horse and the rat and the fly and the duck and the hare said, "See you later, alligator." Thank you for listening to me read this.
No, Skylar, your name.
Hi, I'm Skylar, and I'll be reading You're the Scary Cat, written and illustrated by Mercer Meyer. Let's spend the night in the backyard if you're not a scaredy cat. Follow me. We'll take pillows and blankets, and we'll take a flashlight, just in case we need it. We'll need a snack. You make the sandwiches. I'll get the cake and lemonade. We'll camp here. Boy, oh boy, this is really great. Do you want to hear a story about Great Garbage Can Monster? He's big and ugly, and he creeps through backyards and always looking for garbage cans to eat. As a matter of fact, he will eat anything. Once upon a time, a little boy went camping in his backyard, and the next morning he was gone. He disappeared without a trace. The detective came and looked around, but everyone knew the garbage can monster had carried him away. How about that? Pretty scary, huh? Boy, you can't stay away from anything. I said, how about that? Sniff, sniff. Crunch, crash. It's just too noisy to sleep outside. I think I'll go in. You came in first, so you're the scaredy cat. Thank you for listening to me read You're the Scaredy Cat.
My name is Zachary, and I'm going to read Bears on Wheels. One bear, one wheel. One bear on one wheel. Two bears on one wheel. Three on one. Four on one. Four bears on one wheel. One bear on two wheels. Four on two. One on one again. One on one. Three on three. None on four. Four on none. One on one again. Five on one. Five bears on one. Five bears on none. 10 on one. 5 on, no, 1 on 5, 10 on 1, 10 on 10, 21 on none, 1 on 1 again. Thank you for listening to me read. If you want to look at this book, go to your local library.
Stay there.
Hi, my name's Alicia, and I'm going to be reading Gray Squirrel at Pacific Avenue. The October sun pours into the small backyard of the pink house on Pacific Avenue. A furry head pokes out of a nest of small leafy branches high in the live oak tree. Gray Squirrel has just woken up. He scurries out to a branch and startles the kinglet, which flies away. Scratching his ear with his hind foot, Gray Squirrel watches white-crowned sparrows feasting on birdseed at the feeder below. A scrub jay screeches from a manzanita bush, nibbling its dark red berries. Gray Squirrel is hungry too. He leaps through the tree crown like an acrobat. The branches bob under his feet. He hears the familiar bark of the brown dog that lives behind the fence in the yard next door. Gray Squirrel rushes to the ground, spiraling down the trunk head first. Sparrows crowd the feeders, spilling a few seeds on the grass. Gray Squirrel finds some millet and munches. But above him, the feeder holds even more tasty seeds. He scrambles up the pole. The birds flutter away. One perches nearby and scolds him. Gray Squirrel dips his pointed nose in the bird seed and eats, scattering the seed holes. Too close to the perch's edge, he suddenly slips and loses his footing. He hangs onto the edge of the feeder with one paw, dangling. He manages to reach with his other paw and pull himself back up. With his keen eyes, he checks the backyard for predators. The yard looks empty. Gray Squirrel jumps to the ground, but he has made a mistake. He comes nose to nose with an orange cat who is hiding under the manzanita bush. The cat's tail twitches. Gray Squirrel bounds toward the oak. The cat springs, but just as he does, Gray Squirrel leaps high onto the trunk. The cat sprints up the tree, but Gray Squirrel is gone. He has rocketed from a branch, landing on the fence 5 feet away. Into the next yard he dives. With quick breath, Gray Squirrel darts across the strange lawn. Behind him, the snarling brown dog stands ready to attack. The dog charges, but Gray Squirrel springs up an apricot tree. He hurries through branches. He hurries through the branches and vaults over the dog's head onto the fence. That's all for now. If you want to hear the rest of the story, you can check it out at your local library.
Thank you for listening to me read.
Thank you for listening to me read.
Thanks, Lisa.
My name's Camille Bonelli, and I'm going to be reading Charlotte's Web by E.B. White. Chapter 1, Before Breakfast. Where's Papa going with that axe? Continued Fern to her mother as they were setting the table for breakfast. Out to the hog house, replied Mrs. Arable. Some pigs were born last night. I don't see why he needs an axe, continued Fern, who was only 8. Well, said her mother, one of the pigs is a runt. It's very small and weak, and will never amount to anything. So your father has decided to do away with it. Do away with it? Shrieked Fern. You mean kill it? Just because it's smaller than the others? Mrs. Arable put a picture of cream on the table. Don't yell, Fern, she said. Your father is right. The pig would probably die anyway. Fern pushed a chair out of the way and ran outdoors. The grass was wet and the earth smelled of springtime. Fern's sneakers were sobbing by the time she caught up with her father. Please don't kill it, she sobbed. It's unfair. Mr. Arable stopped walking. Fern, he said gently, you'll have to learn how to control yourself. Control myself? Yelled Fern. This is a matter of life and death, and you talk about controlling myself? Tears ran down her cheeks, and she took hold of the axe and tried to pull it out of her father's hand. Fern, said Mr. Arable, I know more about raising a litter of pigs than you do. A weakling makes trouble. Now run along. But it's unfair, cried Fern. The pig couldn't help being born small, could it? If I had been very small at birth, would you have killed me? Mr. Arable smiled. Certainly not, he said, looking down at his father with love. But this is different. A little girl is one thing, a little runty pig is another. I see no difference, replied Fern, still hanging on to the axe. This is the most terrible case of injustice I ever heard of. A queer look came over John Arable's face.
He seemed almost ready to cry himself. "All right," he said. "You go back to the house, and I will bring the run when I come in. I'll let you start it on a bottle like a baby. Then you'll see what trouble a pig can be." When Mr. Arable returned to the house half an hour later, he carried a carton under his arm. Fern was upstairs changing her sneakers. The kitchen table was set for breakfast. The room smelled of coffee, bacon, damp plaster, and wood smoke from the stove. "Put it on the chair," said Mrs. Arable. Mr. Arable set the carton down at Fern's place. Then he walked to the sink and washed his hands and dried them on the roller towel. If you would like to hear the rest of the story, you can check it out at your local library. Thank you for listening to me read.
Hi, my name is Eric. I'm going to read The Principal from the Black Lagoon by Mike Taylor. It's the third day of school. I've been sent to the principal's office. What a bummer. I hear the principal, Miss Green, is a real monster. Kids go to the office and never come back. The waiting room is supposed to be filled with bones and skeletons. Doris Poodle was sent there for chewing gum. They say her skeleton still has a bubble in its mouth. I walk in, I take a seat, the rug is red, that's so the blood won't show. I hear she uses the tall kids as coat racks. The short kids she feeds to her pet alligator. The fat ones she uses as paperweights. The thin ones she uses as bookmarks. I'm too young to be a bookmark. Then there's her 12-foot paddle. It's supposed to have point spikes on it. If you're lucky, you get put in the cages. She keeps them under her desk. If you're really lucky, you get sent home in chains. But most kids she keeps for her experiments. Dirk Bloom was sent her here yesterday. They say he wound up with the head of a dog. They say Freddie Jones has the feet of a chicken, and Eric Porter the hands of a hamster. I'm too good looking to have the ears of a rabbit. All I did was snatch Miss Jones' wig. It's very quiet today. Usually they say there's a lot of screaming. Maybe she's in a good mood. Even if I serve, this will affect my whole life. In the future, I will be running president. I'll be ahead in the polls. I can see the headlines. Oh, there's a shadow at the glass. Now I'm in the jaws of fate. Hi, Thank you for listening to me read. If you want to hear the rest of the story, check it out at your local library.
Stay.
My name is Drew, and I'm reading The Berenstain Bears and the Missing Dinosaur Bone by Stan and Jan Berenstain. Bears lining up outside the door. Dr. Bear inside pacing the floor. What's wrong in there? What's up? Wonder three little bears and one little pup. A dinosaur bone is missing in there. Somebody took it, said Dr. Bear. Who took it? Who took that bone? Who took it? Where? Three little bears and their hound dog Snuff come inside with their detective stuff. There's no case too hard, there's no case too tough for the bear detectives and their hound dog Snuff. The search begins, and none too soon, the Bear Museum opens at noon. They will search the place, every cranny and nook. Will they find the bone? Will they find the crook? A dark, dark room, the mummy's tomb. Is that the thief? Is that spooky face? No, that's the museum's mummy case. 11:50, time grows short. Now there would be one hiding a bone of that sort. It could be in there inside the vase, the bone itself, perfect hiding place. You can look in that valuable vase if you must. There's nothing but in there but some valuable dust. Not much time left, just half an hour. The bear detectives search the tower. There he is, the thief, and the bone he stole. Wrong again, that's an Indian totem pole. It's getting late, but still they look, and still no bone, and still no crook. Say, maybe bone thieves work in packs. They're 3 thieves with a sword, a gun, and an axe. Thank you for hearing me read, and if you want to hear the end, check it out at your local library.
Stay.
My name's Ben, and I'm going to read Mouse Tales by, I don't know who. Okay. A little mouse went for a walk with his mother. Then, when they went to the top of a hill and looked at the sky. Look, said Mother, we can see pictures in the clouds. We can see pictures in the clouds. The little mouse and his mother saw many pictures in the clouds. They saw a castle, a rabbit, a mouse, I am going to pick flowers, said Mother. I will stay here and watch the clouds, said the little mouse. The little mouse saw a big cloud in the sky. It grew bigger and bigger. The cloud became a cat. The cat came closer and closer to the little mouse. Help! Shouted the little mouse, and he ran to his mother. Here is a big cat in the sky, cried the little mouse. I am afraid, Mother. Look up at the sky. Down, not be Do not be afraid, she said. See, the cat has turned back into a cloud again.
Thank you. Say thank you.
Thank you for
Listening to me read.
Thank you for listening to me read. And if you want to hear the end, check it out at NCE.
Stay.
Hi, my name is Emily, and I'm going to read you Pinky and Rex and the Bully by James Howe. Chapter 1, Sissy. You're a sissy, Pinky, the boy shouted. Get up and fight. Pinky lay on the sidewalk where the third grader had knocked him off his bike. His cheeks were fever hot. Pinky is a girl. Pinky is a girl. An older boy shouted. I am not Pinky, said. The boy kicked at Pinky. Get up, sissy, or I'll tell everybody in school tomorrow that you're a girl. Anyway, nobody but a girl would ride a pink bike or have a name like Pinky. Pinky's heart pounded so hard he could feel it in his throat. Why couldn't Kevin just go away? Sadly, he heard the door open. Someone running in his direction. Stop that! You leave him alone. A voice called out, Pinky. Okay. Where was it? As Mrs. Morgan's no, his cheeks really burned. It was to be but thank you for listening to me read, and
If you want to know how the story ends.
if you wanna read,
If you want to know how the story ends.
if you want to know how the story ends, check
Check it out at your library.
it out at your library.
Stay.
My name is Tessa, and I'm going to be reading My Brother the Brat, and it's by Kristen Hall. See my brother? What a brat. See him take my baseball bat? See him take my choo-choo train? See my brother, what a pain! I will take his teddy bear. I can take it, you don't care. I can take your fire truck. Then you can take my rubber duck. You can take it, I don't care. Little brother, we can share.
Thank you. Thank you for listening.
Thank you for listening. Thank you for listening to me read.
Hello, I'm gonna be reading What Do You See? And
My name is Tommy.
my name is Tommy. I see one scary nose. I see one scary nose and two scary eyes. I see one scary nose and two scary eyes and three scary teeth. I see one scary nose, two scary eyes, three scary teeth, and four scary arms. I see one scary nose, two scary eyes, three scary teeth, four scary arms, and five scary legs. I see one scary nose, two scary eyes, three scary teeth, four scary arms, five scary legs, and six scary spots. Thank you for listening, and if you want to look at the what do you see? I see one scary monster. And if you want to look at the pages, then go to your local library.
Hi, my name is Clayton, and I'm going to be reading Wings on Things. Wings, wings, wings. They are wonderful flying things. Wings fall and flap, and they make things go. Some go high, some go low. Some fly fast, some fly slow. Some wings are red, some wings are blue. Wings help you fly. Then without this do. Wings come in twins like twins and shoes. Wings of many sizes, big and small, and short and tall. Wings on pets. Wings in nets. Wings are on eagle's nest. On ducks, never on trucks. Wings on hats, never on cats. Wings on chairs, never on bears. Thank you for letting me read this book. If you want to hear the rest, come and check it out at the local library.
We love reading!
What do you love?
Reading!
Where do you go to school?
NCE!
And what grade are you in?
Second!
And what do you love?
Reading!